1. There we go.
Hey everybody,
Hey.
welcome to tonight's session of Galitaia. Da-da! And stuff. Hope everyone's had a good day and you're looking forward to some good Dungeons and Dragons action. Before we go ahead and get started, we'll go with some announcements. Does anyone outside in the party have any announcements they'd like to make?
Nope.
Awesome, but just very tired.
We had a short session this week.
No, it's fine. We have our usual Saturday game over on Metal Gods channel if you want to check that out as well as a Friday game that I'm in with Metal too. It's kind of fun. Also, if you guys like D&D, Dungeon Crawl is currently running applications for their West Marches, right? West Marches? White March.
Yep.
West Marches campaign.
West Marches.
West Marches, yes. So check out their Twitter at Dungeon Crawl 22.
Yep.
And apply.
So West Marches style campaign. It's entitled currently White Cliff. All their information is in the pinned tweet on the Dungeon Crawl's Twitter account. So check that out if you're interested.
Get involved. West Marches games are super fucking cool.
Yep.
Cool. Anything else from anybody? I did want to say personally, hey, you can still go buy my stuff on DM's Guild. That's all. Yay!
Highly recommend the nature pack so you get the monk, beast monk.
It's pretty cool.
I love it.
Anything else from anybody?
Nope.
All right. With that, then we'll go ahead and step on forward into our recap. So, the party currently finds themselves in the water plane, having traveled there somewhat at the invitation request of a being named Sek Oroth, who wants to seemingly have a conversation or a discussion of some sort with Bree in regards to her father and her father's crew. They were guided there by Gel, a half-orc individual who Bree knew from childhood as a member of her father's crew, in fact. A friend of hers who she sort of grew up on the ship with together. The party made their way into the water plane and traveled to the Sea of Ice, where Gel knew the Corabel, her father's ship, and thus her father and the crew were. They found themselves arriving in the midst of some sort of massive battle between two sides. One side primarily seemed to be made up of denizens of the water plane, including the Corabel, and the other side being primarily made up of strange extraplanar entities. Of varying appearances, all seeming clearly not to be from the water plane. After a hard-fought battle, the party discovered, with the aid of Norin's patron Abera, that these creatures, at least some of them that they fought, seemed to be constructs, seem to have been servants of the Grinning Skull. An approximate equivalent to the angels and divine servants of other gods. They were assisted in their fight by an Ursus monk by the name of Sharu, who shortly after the battle actually did have to make her way back to her people for rest and recuperation, rather than sticking around as originally as the party I think had originally hoped, given her usefulness, despite some proclivity to falling unconscious during battle.
Yeah.
And so we jump back in with the party, most of them still standing on the deck of the ship or the ice, though Zarn has retreated to his quarters on the Skull's ruin. And so, is there anything anyone wants to do in particular at this moment?
Yes. I want to go find Zarn.
Okay. Bree, you definitely would have seen him. He sort of froze over the creature that he was fighting, sort of sealing it in the ice, and then made his way onto the ship and down to his quarters without speaking a word to anyone.
Okay, well, I'll go down and knock on his door.
Who is it?
It's Bree.
All right, come in.
So I'm gonna walk in. You okay?
Yeah, I'm fine.
You don't seem fine. I saw you hiding under the water there. You only do that when you're stressed out.
I'm fine. Trust me.
You know you did great, right?
Did I?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, what I
I'll
even
tell you a whole bunch of reasons how you did great.
what I even do?
You brought down like 3 dead people back to life. That's pretty great. Norin, you saved him. He was so hurt, and you just poofed him away. You know what that means? You could poof us away too. You could get us out of here. Nobody else can do that.
Yeah, but I was trying to poof the other things away. Everything I
But
did
now we know you could poof us if need be.
everything I did backfired. Nothing I did worked. I was useless.
You were awesome.
Utterly useless.
You were awesome. You
Oh.
never see it, but you were.
I don't feel very awesome.
And I need your awesomeness. We're gonna be seeing my dad soon, and I know me. I'm gonna see him, I'm gonna be all happy to see him, and I'll go running at him, and I don't want to, because I'm mad at him. I need you to stand there with me and not let me forget.
Speaking of which, how are you?
I'm nervous. I'm really nervous.
I couldn't imagine.
Like, oh, my head is spinning. You know, he's my dad, and he's my captain, and he's my hero. And I'd follow him. I'd follow him to the end of the world, Zarn, and back again, without even asking why.
I get that.
But I'm questioning him. And I'm hurt that he left me behind. And he's been gone a really long time. And I'm worried. I'm really worried about what's going on.
Well, I mean, no matter what's happening with me, Bree, you know I'm always there for you.
I know, but you are more awesome than what you know.
Sometimes it doesn't feel that way.
You're too hard on yourself.
I mean, I don't know.
I was standing on the edge of that ship and I saw everything you did. And maybe it didn't go the way you wanted in your head, but it was so good and it was so helpful.
I guess.
Although I am going to tell you, you should use your spiritual weapon more. Just saying. Really like that.
I know, Bree. It's just, I know when I first joined the Order of Pamplos, most of the people I was with, everything they did, they kind of hung back. They did everything from far away, and they never got involved. And I was kind of like that. But then, through my travels, through dealing with my friends, I don't know, I'm not like that. How could I let someone else put their body in harm for me, and if I can't do the same thing? So to run up, put myself in danger, and not be able, and watch you guys get hurt around me, and there's nothing I can do. It's
We're
paralyzing.
gonna get hurt. That's the nature of the thing.
But not if I can protect you guys.
And you did. We're all here.
I just don't want any of you guys to die.
And here we are, not dead.
I know, but I mean, there's probably things...
You gotta give yourself credit for that, Zarn.
I don't know. Just it... I feel like sometimes I have nightmares about you guys dying, and I just can't do anything to bring you back. We're going against an enemy that literally takes souls. Like, am I crazy thinking I can stop this thing?
Well, I'm hoping we can stop it, because my dad's apparently knee-deep into it all, so... God, I'm pissed off at him. I don't know what the hell he's done.
I agree, you have every right to be pissed off, but I mean, he's still your dad.
Yeah, I know, but I haven't seen him for 2 years. He dropped me off in the middle of nowhere, and you know what practically the first thing I found was? Some crazy druid trying to kill everybody in the town.
Oh, well, that sounds fun.
Well, it was kind of fun. I met BV that way.
I mean, the only thing I can keep thinking of is...
No one knows who BV is.
Oh, I meant Norin, I mean. Sometimes I call him BV. Just in my head.
It just feels right, you know?
It's just appropriate.
Just...
I'm pretty sure it must have been his name in another life.
The only thing I keep thinking about is... I know you. I feel like I know you. For your dad to have left you... He was probably trying to keep you safe.
Well, that's stupid. I'd rather have gone down into the water plane than been left behind.
Coming from someone who understands, it's easier sometimes to put yourself in harm's way than to let others do it.
Being left behind really sucked, Zarn.
Yeah, but you're safe, though.
Not really. I've been a mess for 2 years. Scared of everybody leaving.
Well, I'm not...
Everybody always does.
Zarn gets up and kind of walks over to her and kneels down. I'm not leaving, Bray.
I mean, even Garrick left.
Well, Garrick didn't leave. He's just away. He had other things to do. He had family legacies to take on. He had a lot. And I understand.
I know that. Still kind of hurts, though.
No, I get it. I mean, we all grew to know each other. We were a family. And it's never easy when part of your family leaves. I know you've now had it twice. But, I mean, we're still here for each other.
I know, and I'm here for you. Even if it's only to point out how awesome you are.
Thank you,
You
Bray.
like to forget that.
Thank you, Bray.
You're welcome. And I know Norin would never tell you.
I know.
But I
Right.
think he thinks you're awesome.
Well, the one thing I do know is that of everybody on the ship, you are absolutely the most awesome one. And he gives her a big hug.
Aw, thank you. I agree. I am pretty awesome.
All right. Let's figure out what we gotta do next.
We gotta go see my dad.
Yeah, let's get out of here and figure all this shit out.
Okay, as you guys are opening the door, make a perception check for me, both of you.
That's not very good. 10.
23.
23. Okay.
It's the one thing he's good at.
Okay.
Not the
Thank you for those.
Also, guys.
Make your way up to the deck, where you
Class?
find. Yeah.
For
I know.
Well, no,
Or
no.
you find Carter waiting on the deck of the ship, unless...
No, I had other plans.
Okay, what's your other plan?
You guys open the door to leave, and Carter is leaning up against the wall just outside of the door, arms crossed. He's been listening the whole time.
Hi?
Sorry, I was coming down to see what was going on, and you guys were having the conversation. I didn't want to interrupt.
Well,
I didn't mean to spy, but, you know.
Why not? I would have.
We all would have. I mean, what?
that's fine. I mean, you don't need to hide. We're all pretty open here.
I know. You guys
Yeah,
were
you
having
hide too much, Carter.
You guys were having a thing, and I didn't want to walk in on it, ruin the mood, you know.
I love you too, Carter.
He walks over and lightly, and I mean lightly, not trying to hurt anything, lightly punches Zarn in the chest, and then meets his eyes and goes, "You know, the two of us have been in the same predicament. I just want you to know that. After what we went through at the arena and how I got my ass kicked, who was the person that brought me out of that? That was you. You told me never to give up. That wasn't your best day. You have better days ahead of you, and things will only get better from here. That's what you told me. So I'm here to relay that back to you. We have off days. It's going to happen. But at the end of the day...
You're awesome.
What she said. At the end of the day, you were still there. Like she said, you saved a few of the lives there. Including someone you didn't even know. So, don't be hard on yourself. It's gonna happen.
So Zarn is absolutely crying right now. Like,
Okay.
through pretty much as soon as Carter started talking, he's like, and just he's crying.
I'll hand you a tissue.
But he's trying to like not make it known.
There, don't cry.
It's the water.
Don't make me cry. Well, I'll be crying in a minute.
It's just
He puts a hand on Zarn's shoulder. You got this. We're with you all the way. Don't think for a minute that just because you have an off day that we're just gonna leave. Or we've given up hope on you. I may not have been around when you first joined, but I don't know, you kind of feel like a second brother to me. So, I mean, I haven't seen my other brother in months.
It's so damp here.
It's a good thing you like water.
Stupid ships. Is there a hole somewhere? Why is it so wet?
Yeah, that's probably it. It's still a little bit of leak from that breach earlier.
Right.
Carter walks beside Zarn, taps him on the back, and says, "Let's go. We got a father to meet."
Yeah, he walks up he walks upstairs.
Okay, the three of you make way to the deck. What's Norin doing?
Juggling knives on the deck.
Cool. Gel is watching, very impressed actually. Go ahead and just for funsies, make a performance check for me. Use your dexterity modifier.
Oh, I'm proficient in charisma.
So you're proficient in
I am proficient in performance.
Yeah, so you add your
So I get
proficiency
a
bonus to that.
Plus 4? Yeah, plus 4, so 8.
So 8, strong 8. It's not super impressive, but you
No
don't
way
like drop
for
them. You don't stab yourself or anything, and that's impressive enough. Like, Gel is not like an acrobat and hasn't seen a lot in the way of like fine entertainment in his day. So yeah, he's enjoying himself.
Gil thinks Bree is fine entertainment. So.
That is very true. I mean,
So what is he juggling? I missed that part.
Knives from the kitchen.
Are you in the kitchen or on the deck?
No, I'm on the deck. You know, catch them all in one hand and try and not catch the pointy bits. Okay, I should probably go put these back and go see if Zarn's okay. You'll turn around. Oh.
oh
I
hey.
missed something, didn't I?
Zarn's eyes are a little puffy.
Yeah.
I'm assuming just all of you are like sniffling.
Right underneath, like where like his cheekbones are, you can see a little bit of like a darker blue from blushing.
Pretty much.
Hey, Norin.
1 second, and I'll run down the stairs, put the knives back, get my tea. We're back upstairs. Yeah, go ahead.
When you poofed away, where'd you go?
I was in a jungle. Yeah.
'Cause I was just telling Zarn.
Yeah, as far as I can tell, I was back on the Prime, but just like in a jungle. I was like halfway through climbing up a tree.
Oh, that's so cool. Because
Yeah,
I
I
was
was
just
actually
telling
kind of
Zarn, he
excited to see what
seems to be like someone who could actually get us out of here if we needed to.
I feel like that's like a one person at a time thing, but yeah, you're probably not wrong.
Yeah. It might take a couple of days, but he could do it.
Yeah. We also have to make sure that wherever we end up is someone who we wanted to.
Just send you one at a time.
Because I'm not gonna lie, the middle of a jungle was not the best environment.
Well, that's
But
just
I didn't
because you
have time
suck
to
at
get to the-
climbing trees.
Yeah, I didn't have time to get to the top of the tree.
I mean, I could probably traverse it, but I mean,
Yeah, but I mean,
I can damn near run on walls, so I mean, you know.
yeah, but it's the jungle. There's not really a lot of walls in the jungle.
Trees.
I can show you the sketch I made. I'll pull up a sketch out of the bag of holding. It's just like some really cartoon drawn trees and like a cartoon cat. There was a panther there.
Like
Really?
Garmilli style cartoon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There was a
like,
tiger there.
there's vines there. Stuff like that you can climb up and stuff.
Yeah. Like, yeah. Like,
At
I'm
this
not saying
point-
that any of us would have been dead there, but
At this point,
Feel
Gil
like I was-
speaks up.
it's a-
I think the Corabel's coming,
Mhm.
oh, good.
and the four of you turn and look out away from the ice flow, and you look out on the sea. You don't see anything, which is odd, because you know it's a ship. And then you see where Gel is looking, and you look up, and you see the Corabel descending slowly
Cool.
from the sky.
It's a flying ship now?
Sometimes
Zarn is just in awe.
the ship
Yeah.
so
like,
much
lean
as
back.
the captain.
Oh, neat.
Dad flies?
He can make the Corabel fly.
I'm gonna
And,
step back and ready an action to dimension door away, just because I saw what happened the last time there was a boat things.
It's coming down very slowly.
That's not
Um,
making me feel better.
It sort of floats down, and you all can sort of start to see people on the edges, including very specifically, you all notice Ront on the side nearest you looking over very intently towards your ship and the ice flow, seeming to like you gather that he's making sure that Gel and everyone is accounted for.
I'll start to wave and then stick my hand behind my back.
Like,
and
I can hold
the
person
ship
if you want.
settles very gently in the water. There is this small wave, like little, like barely even rocks your boat. And you can now see that the ship is even. You see your father, Bree, and the rest of you see a halfling man with a well-trimmed sort of beard and mustache, standing behind the ship's wheel, gripping it tightly, eyes open, staring straight forward. And he stands there stock still for a few seconds and then releases. And you can see him exhale from where you're standing.
Oh, he looks mad.
Looks something.
And then he steps away from the wheel, sort of stretches, and then turns toward your ship, towards the Skull's Ruin. And he walks to the edge of the Corabelle and looks over the couple dozen feet between the ships. And you see his face is, there's mixed emotion. It's difficult to read for most of you, but Bree, obviously, you know him very well. He's happy, and he's sad, and he's tired, all at once. And you see him turn to Rond and say something. And then there's motion and sudden hurry on the ship as the crew sort of scrambles, putting things back in their place, getting cleaning work done, and setting out a long plank of wood to span the gap between your two vessels. Which, after it's placed, he steps gingerly across, making his way onto the Skull's Ruin. And as he gets closer, you all can see he's looks similar to Bree in a lot of ways. His hair is dark. He doesn't share Bree's hair color, but similar in stature and build, similar in skin tone. He wears not fine clothing, but not scraps either. He is dressed like a captain of a merchant vessel. Boots and a decent tunic, coat and trousers fit for the weather here, for the cold. His hair cut short, similar to his well-trimmed beard. And as he steps off onto the ship, you see him smile, and it's wide, but it's pained. And he looks at you, Bree.
She can't help it. She yells, "Daddy!" and she goes running at him.
Dude, God.
Exactly what she didn't want to do.
And you all watch the smile just grow into real joy now as she does that, and he holds his arms wide and catches her as she comes close. They are the same height, effectively. Bree maybe a little bit shorter, not by much. And they hold each other tight. And Bree, he wraps his arms around you, and he feels just like you remember.
And then I'm going to stomp on his foot and say, "I'm so mad at you!"
There she is.
I'm wishing I made popcorn.
God. You are your mother's daughter, aren't you?
I'm somebody's daughter, anyhow.
I've missed you, Bree. And what the hell are you doing here?
Well, it's a long story. You just dumped me in the middle of nowhere.
Make sure you start right at the beginning.
Pardon?
Make sure you start right at the beginning.
I am at the beginning. You just dumped me ashore. I nearly was killed instantly. You didn't think this very well through, Dad. I'm telling you.
That seems extraordinarily unlikely, for one thing. I know you better than that.
It's pretty likely. And then I met Norrin and I met Eric and Indy. She's pretty cool. She's like finds artifacts and stuff. Probably has movies about her. And anyhow, there was this druid, and he was causing all these vines and shit to come around, and he killed a whole bunch of people in that town that you dropped me by. And so we saved them, and then we've been traveling all over the world.
Make sure to tell him about the centaur.
Well, it was the guy, the centaur.
Norrin's not paying.
Yeah, and then you know what? And then
help.
there we are. We're trying to fight this centaur guy, and Garrick, he just took his bow and just put it right down on the ground. Well, this thing was shooting thing at me. I could have died.
forgot about that.
Wow.
Oh my god, I forgot about that.
Bree will never forget about that.
Somewhere Garrick has a headache.
Yeah.
His nose is bleeding.
Oh, god damn it.
And then we got Garrick back his house, and it was haunted, and there was demons there, and then there was like, I heard there was blood on the wall someplace, but anyhow, there was some horrible thing there, and I got sick there, and now my magic's all wonky, and I may be dying. Soren says I'm not dying. I might be dying.
You got sick there? What
Well,
kind
my
of
How
magic
sick?
about the time you turned into a fish?
Oh yeah, see, because I tried to dimension door, and I turned into a fish, and I suffocated. And then this weird guy came to me in my dreams, and he had eyes everywhere, and ugh.
You watch his face, the color just drains at that.
So I've been
saw-
busy.
Wait. You saw eyes, you said?
Yeah, lots of eyes.
Glowing in the darkness.
Mm-hmm. I thought it was the grinning skull.
No. Then he sort of puts his fingers on the bridge of his nose and closes his eyes, and I owe you a conversation, Bree. A long one.
And you owe
some
me a couple
apologies.
birthday gifts too.
Jesus Christ.
I'm afraid I haven't had a lot of time for shopping this last couple of years.
You better think of something. See this nice hat I've got? That was a gift from Zarn.
Bree, why exactly are you here?
Well, that's an interesting story too. There we were gonna go visit the halflings, and we were just sailing away all nicely, and then all of a sudden, there was Gil, walking under the water and coming up on our ship and acting all creepy. And he said he was there to bring me to see you because, I don't know, Dad, sounds like you've been up to no good and doing bad things and got yourself in a bad way, and I don't know, there was some stuff about Mom in there too. And so anyhow, we've come to save you. And that Sekoroth guy said he wanted to talk to me.
He is just, it's like he's seen a ghost. He is pale and sort of just staring through you. Gel came to you.
Mm-hmm.
It sent Gel for you.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know that would happen.
You're happy to see me, right?
God damn it. Oh,
Because I
Bree,
keep getting
I'm
a lot
so
of fucks,
sorry.
so god damn it.
Bree, I'm so sorry.
What did you do?
I made a mistake a long time ago. And I continue to pay for it today.
Well, I want to know about this flying thing because I got to admit that was kind of cool.
It actually was super sweet.
There are benefits to the mistake, I'll admit. All right.
By the way, this is Zarn and Norin and Carter.
Right, I'm sorry, of course. Where are my manners?
Ooh.
Captain Finnan-Underbow,
Pleasure to meet you,
captain of the
Goldie.
Corabelle and Bree's father. And he walks over and gives the three of you handshakes that you suspect he'd normally have a fairly firm shake. At the moment, he is shaky.
You seem a little spooked.
I am. The three of you are traveling with Bree.
Thank you.
So, thank you. Who is this many-eyed thing? Is that the Sekhiroth?
Yes, I am.
Okay.
I owe Bree an explanation for a lot, and I think probably you all should hear it too. Is there someplace where we can sit?
There's a kitchen.
We have a kitchen, we have the captain's quarters, the galley. It's up to you.
Galley is fine. Let's go there. Lead the way, please.
Lauren makes great tea. He wants to get Ron's banana bread recipe.
Yeah, she keeps talking about this. Getting out of hand.
We can do what we can do.
That would be excellent.
If you have tea, I wouldn't mind some.
I actually do. I'll just pull it out of the bag of holding. And my cup.
Thank you. The bag of holding, God damn it. He sort of like
Just take the bag of holding.
he
and
gives you
tilt
like a
it
little bit of
sideways.
an eyebrow, but doesn't think too much of it, just because.
Always prepared.
Thank you. And he
Like-
follows you. He follows you below decks into the to the galley. And he takes a seat sort of around the table with the four of you sitting around it as well, and he places his mug on the table in front of him. So, and he looks right at you, Bree. A long time ago, years before you were really even an idea, possibility, Bree. Your mother was sick. I was gone. I wasn't home. Couldn't help. And you know how the Dundragons were.
Yeah, they were jackasses.
They were jackasses. I got your mother's letter that time. With not enough time to get back. Couldn't get to her. I couldn't bring medicine or help. All I could do was take desperate action. I was approached by something. I didn't know what it was at the time. I still don't really know what it is now, but I know it better. I was approached by Sekhiroth in a dream, really, at first. It told me it could help for a price. Steep one. It made no bones about that. It was never going to be a simple deal, and possibly not even a fair one. I don't know. But it promised me a cure for your mother, for that illness. It could give that to me in exchange for servitude with conditions.
I understand. Mom's dead.
I'll get there. I saved her. Bree, I was able to save her that time, thanks to Sekhiroth's influence. But I was made to serve Sekhiroth in exchange. Now, it gave me some small powers in order to help with that. We had to make occasional unsavory choices because of it, and most pressingly, I was bound to the sea more than just a ship's captain would be normally. I can't step onto the land free no more than 4 days of every 1,000. All of those times that you couldn't go ashore, every one, I couldn't either.
Okay, well, this really sucks because that wasn't fun at all.
You were confined to the ship because I was confined to my cabin, and I couldn't bear to let you know the mistakes that I had made. I'm sorry. It wasn't fair of me.
No, well,
wasn't.
you know what? And then you dumped me ashore, and I'd like hardly ever even been ashore. I didn't know what to do.
I know. I don't think I was a very good father to you, Bree, when I had to be, but I did the best I could in the circumstances. I wasn't expecting your mother to get sick again. It was different, a different sickness, a different situation. What are the fucking odds? But I didn't know. I didn't get her letter in time to do anything. Not to bring her anywhere, not to get to her, not even to beseech Sekhiroth for further help. I couldn't. There was nothing I could do. I didn't know. By the time I got her letter, all I could do was get there and take you away from that place.
She'd been dead for weeks by the time you got there.
I know. I was on the other side of the world. I went as fast as I could.
I didn't know what to do.
I know. I know. I didn't want any of this for you, Bree. This was never supposed to be your life, not the life on the water. You were supposed to grow up with your mother someplace safe, at least relatively, someplace peaceful and calm.
And that's not a good solution either.
I
What do
wonder.
you think of that?
Your mother agreed with me at the time that there was nowhere else. We never had the money to take you to go anywhere else, Bree, to start again. I was always working towards it, never seemed to get there.
Seems like a shitty deal.
It was a shitty deal, and it still is a shitty deal, Bree.
Deals are made to be broken. I'm gonna break this frickin' deal.
Hey, super quick sidebar.
Yes.
Is the deal eternal? It's Nord.
No.
Okay.
My deal ends when I die.
mean, that's basically the same thing, but okay. I see the split difference. I get you.
And
What if we killed you and brought you back? How would that work?
I suspect that loophole, for one, I'm not terribly enthused to test it, and I suspect that's a loophole that would not go appreciated by Sakharov. I don't advise attempting to game it.
I'm gonna find a way out of this.
Bree,
Yes.
you were conceived after I made the deal.
Mm-hmm.
You were never supposed to. We were worried that there would be ramifications. And now I think there are. Your mother had a little bit of magic, but nothing like what you ever did. Nothing like what you showed, even back then. And I can't imagine, can only imagine it's gotten stronger by now. Yes?
Oh, it does all sorts of weird things now.
Yeah. I don't know for sure, but I think it comes from it
Sorry.
primarily.
So does this thing want her to take your place?
I don't know what it wants you for. I don't know what it wants. And the reason I left you, the reason I dropped you off on land free with no warning, with little warning and no help and all those things that a good, decent father should never do,
Thank you.
is because I had been called, we, the crew, the ship had been called to serve here on the water plane. We've been here since I dropped you off, Bree.
I'd have come with you.
Bree, the reason I never broke the deal, the reason I never did anything, the reason I always answered its summons was because I was afraid of what it would do to you. I would never have brought you here. I would never have put you in that direct harm's way. And make no mistake, this is harm. What you would have chosen to do is immaterial to me. I, as your father, could never have lived with myself. If I had done it. Even if you told me to, even if you wanted me to, and so I couldn't tell you. I couldn't bring myself to give you the choice.
I would have liked the choice. I'd have come with you.
I know. That's why I didn't do it.
I'd give my life for you.
And I could never live with myself if you did. It's the place of the parent to give their life for the child. It should never be the other way around.
Bree's just kind of crying.
So is he.
Zarn walks up, doesn't say anything, but just kind of puts his hand around Bree's back, kind of around his shoulder, just stands there.
Put my hand on his hand and just give it a squeeze.
But it knows you're here. It knows you exist, and it sent for you, and it knows you're here.
Yes, it does.
There's
I'm not
something he
scared.
doesn't know, though. We're with her. And as
Yes, it
long
does.
as we're here, he's not taking her away.
He's gonna kind of smile.
Hey, so, just a couple of quick questions. Given that you've been serving Sekiro for, at this point, a long enough time, do you know much about, like, what it is? Besides an asshole?
I've seen it in person a few times.
Uh-huh.
It is. I don't know what it is exactly. I know it's ancient, impossibly old.
Right.
It is and powerful to match. It lives in the darkened depths, deep on the plain,
Uh-huh.
and as far as I know, never leaves its home. Doesn't have to. It has. I'm not its only servant. Let's put it that way.
Yeah,
Ooh.
seems alright.
We're not talking about a god, are we? This thing's not a god. Just a being with power.
It refers to the gods as interlopers.
Oh, one of those
That's
hipster
interesting.
gods. Okay.
I don't think it's a god. I don't think
So
it
it's a
doesn't
wannabe.
seem to be. It. I don't think it
think
wants to be god.
active, yeah.
It's difficult for me to ascribe motivations to this creature, as its intellect is rather beyond mine. I make no. I do not pretend to be able to outwit it, but it is ancient, and it is old, and it calls the gods interlopers, and when it is particularly mad at the thing sending these things we fight, it calls it an interloper of the interlopers.
That fits with what we know about it. Actually,
What do
why?
you know?
I will fill you in later. What do you know about? Actually, why is the GS wink sending like construct angel horrors at you?
The what?
The skull. Why is he fucking around?
These belong to the skull?
Oh yeah, spoilers. Yeah. Also, Zarn, I don't know if I filled you in on that. And I'll just hand him my notebook and let him read. Zarn, not.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I'll hand Zarn the list first. Let him read the information that I got because I don't know if we've actually sat down and talked about it.
Well, because
Nope.
I forget if we talked about it in game or not, but I remember they were saying
We
that
definitely didn't.
You did not talk about it in game.
But we know what the things they were attacking though were, didn't we?
Yeah, it's written down in my notebook. Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay.
That's what I've just.
All right. So then Zarn just kind of reads through it, adds
Yeah,
it to his knowledge.
Maybe give him a second. Yeah.
That's
What did prior to me blurting out information? What did you know about the entity that was sending things against you?
I've never known what sent them or why they came, just that they wanted to destroy everything here, which, regardless of my feelings about Sekhiroth,
Yeah.
I don't want this plane devoid of life any more than it does. And it really wants life on this plane.
Oh, the grinning skull's a real asshole.
Yup.
Took our
Yes.
friend Grace, and we're not very happy about this.
It takes many. Right. Well, at least I know that I've been doing something worthwhile with my time for the last 2 years.
Yeah, there you go.
Give him a dirty look.
So hey, back on the whole why we're here thing. Um, what's the thing out there that the bear lady and the Tritons were all up in arms about? That's not the right term for it.
The totem?
Yeah,
The
yeah,
sculpture.
that's yes. Go on. Yeah.
And actually, you guys would have
Much better term.
gotten I didn't actually explain it in full, I don't think, but it was sort of an ice carving of a sea serpent, basically. It's like 10 feet in diameter, 10 feet tall, like very large, prominent ice sculpture on this otherwise featureless ice floe, just floating in the sea. With like visible arcane like colors dancing through it.
Yeah, cool.
And
Really should look at
he says that is a totem. It's one of several, actually, set up by some of the more talented and knowledgeable arcane practitioners here on the plane. It's part of a net of sorts, a protective barrier that keeps the poison in one corner of the plane from spreading.
Poison. Go on. I don't know these things.
When
Nor just writing this all down. Just go.
So, I don't know when it happened exactly. It was, I think, probably around the time that we were called by Sekhiroth to assist in what I gather now, or have gathered, to have been a bit of an all-hands-on-deck moment for Sekhiroth and much of the water plane. To when these entities, these creatures apparently of the skull, first came, they took this portion of the water plane with little resistance. They came unexpectedly. We didn't know what to make of it. And then, well, I say we, I suppose, at that time, the denizens of the plane, didn't know what to make of it. And weren't expecting it, and it came from nowhere, literally, just suddenly things in the sky and death. And now there's an entire massive portion of the plane that is completely unlivable. The water is poison to anyone in it for too long. Everything in it is dead. And it spread slowly but surely over time. And these totems were created to hold the poison back, keep the rest of the water plane safe. And now, whenever these attacks arrive, they always arrive near the totems, always trying to destroy them, to take them, to weaken the barrier.
Has anybody ever traveled into the poison section?
Yes, you can traverse it. It's not not something that will kill you instantly, especially if you're atop the water. Atop the water, it seems little different from any other section of the water plane, actually, except, well, greener. Underwater, it is...
Almost like
it saps your strength over time.
Greener,
and
like algae?
No.
Like plant life?
I'm not sure, really. There's no real life there. Well, sort of. No creatures live there, anyway. Nothing that anyone has seen. Nothing can. It's all just empty and
You've never
dead.
seen, like, vines or anything there, right?
I haven't been deep into it myself. Those who have, well, there was once a creature. There's not much in the way of land in the water plane, as the name would
I
well
get you.
imply.
I noticed. Oh,
There
sort of look up.
are occasionally, apart from the floating island itself, there are a small few turtle islands, massive creatures that stay near the surface, large enough and with thick enough shells to allow some semblance of land to form on them. There was one in this area of the water plane. It was one of the first casualties.
Oh,
What was once, it now sinks slowly, deeper, ever deeper into the plane, into the endless water beneath, carrying death on its back. And the plants that were there, they are dangerous now.
dangerous like they're getting up and moving around,
I
or
don't-
dangerous like they're growing? Do you know somebody who would know these things?
No, everything
'Cause
I
I'm
know
making
is
some connections in my head here.
everything I know is third-hand at best.
Yeah, fair enough. Bree,
Yes.
does this sound familiar at all?
No, it's reminding me of that centaur.
Yeah, exact. That's what I was thinking. Poison arrived. It's spreading out. These totems are holding it back. Otherwise, it would just be. Oh, she's gone.
Hmm?
You dropped from roll 20.
Oh, I know it. Every time I touch roll 20, it likes to just dump me out of there all the time.
It's a stable and well-designed platform.
Yes,
That's why I
definitely.
never
That
have
That
my
apparently has
character
enough
sheet
money
open.
to sponsor an esports team. Sorry.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah. I was like,
Anyway.
fix your shit, roll 20. Sorry. Anyway.
Upgrade your PK
Um,
servers, you assholes. Anyway,
Yeah.
so this sounds kind of like what we've already dealt with once, right? Like, I'm not going insane here.
No, it sounds like that, and I can't even figure out if the Sethcroft guy's good or bad. I'm so confused.
At this point, I'm just filing him under definitely too strong for us to fuck with.
Well, I don't like him.
It's my Wu-Tang list. He's nothing to fuck with at this point. Um,
I certainly wouldn't consider Sekhiroth to be good, but
See?
it also isn't interested in murdering everything on the plane, so, you know,
so like a lawful neutral kind of. Okay.
well,
Well, Morin,
steps. There's
no
bad
how
and then
that
there's
to line up
bad.
with your lich friend that you love so much. 'Cause why do I feel like this is another one of these things?
I'll get a mage hand and just pull Bree's hair.
Ow! Stop that, Dad.
You're a grown woman, you can handle yourself.
No, throw him in jail, Captain.
It's our ship.
Zarn.
Zarn's reading.
Yeah, Zarn's kind of like,
Throw Norrin in jail.
what?
Do you want the 5-minute version of what you missed while you were reading, or to detail this?
No, I was listening. Just
Okay, good. Yeah, dragon turtles, possibly corruption seals. Or dragons with elephants on their back. There's a whole weird cycle. Either way, that sounds like the kind of thing that we'd be here for.
Yeah, I mean,
Like in the play I'm writing of our adventures, this is definitely the plot hook that we're here for.
God.
So, Fennon, Captain, Skipper,
Finnan.
Yes.
Skipper.
Captain.
Captain.
Or Finnan is fine.
All right, Captain. If we wanted to speak to Sekirov about potentially helping him with his issues in return for putting us back on the place where all of my stuff is, would that be a thing that you imagine he would be interested in?
He said we were going to talk to him anyway.
Sorry, thank you. I will use they.
It, not they.
appropriate.
It.
So, if I would like to speak to it, and thank you for the clarification, if I want to speak to it, and find out at least part of why we are here, how would one go about that? And please don't say human sacrifice.
No sacrifice necessary.
Oh, that's good.
At least not in my experience. He turns and looks at the stairs where Gel has sort of been lounging at like a landing, basically. Gel, has it visited since you met Bree? Gel
Here
sort of
the whole time.
shakes his head. No, it's been quiet since. Right, then. Well, if it hasn't come to you, I think it wants you to come to it. Like I said,
Can't
we know where it
breathe
lives.
water.
No, you can't, but, I suspect, and actually as he says that, suddenly you all see sort of from just sort of pouring out of him and out of Gel as well, though mostly from Finnan, this sort of grayish blue fog, small wisps of it that spread towards you, not rapidly, not slowly, just sort of towards you, and sort of go in, encircle you slowly, and then enter through your nostrils and mouth. You don't feel anything. You don't smell anything. You just see it. And it's almost like you can only see it in your peripheral vision. You can't see it when you look straight on.
Guys, it really bothers me that this isn't the weirdest thing that's happened.
Yeah. I think, it's just allayed that particular concern.
I appreciate that.
It has a tendency to know when its orders or its requests are being listened to and followed.
We've also been calling it by name quite a bit, which I can't imagine is making it harder.
I don't imagine doing otherwise would make it any harder either.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's call him S for stupid now.
Oh, come on. Like, this is like the first time we've come into the neighborhood of something that I don't immediately think is like it just deeply evil. I'm actually willing to hear this thing out.
Really? Because I think it killed my mom. So
I blame our other friend on that one. It strikes me as kind of the whole, oh, you took that thing away from me, but I will not be denied.
don't you think it seems convenient that my mom died and then now Dad can be free to go to serve Sekirath all the time?
I would have been
Yes.
free to do that whether she was alive or dead.
I also kind of figure that, given the interactions we've had with Chuckles McEvil God, we kind of he seems kind of spiteful. Like he's not super into the whole like people taking stuff away from him kind of thing. Unless it was like divine intervention. I feel like this could be one of those things where he was like, they got away from my first plan, but I got other plans. I'm sorry, the pirate accent just kind of crept in.
I was just gonna say, what on earth
Yeah,
was
it's
that
just,
supposed to
it
be?
just crept in. It's the boat.
Well, it was
It's getting
highly
in my head.
offensive.
Rude.
Yeah, I know. I'm sorry. I haven't said shiver me timbers once. This entire like boat adventure we've been on.
And it's even cold.
I know. Thank you, ethereal voice in the sky. I'm really trying. Anyway, yeah. Like, there's other things that can like kill a person, right? Like,
I've honestly not.
it could easily just be a really shitty coincidence. It's unlikely,
I doubt that.
really fucking unlikely, but
I mean,
yeah.
to me, it kind of sounds like your stereotypical deal with the devil. Yeah, it cures your one sickness, but then another one pops up. So you made this deal and you're in its debt, but it didn't really give you anything.
It didn't know to. It's not omnipotent. It's not omniscient. Just powerful.
Alright.
So I'm just thinking in terms of like having something that is clearly not like friendly with the gods, taking something away from the death god that we already know is a
He's
shithead.
not a god. He's a wannabe. Too.
Well, I feel like Titan is probably the most accurate description.
Well, I see a whole bunch of people wanting to be gods who aren't.
Yeah, I know it's a real problem. Just, ugh.
Somewhere a bear's like, I resent that.
That doesn't count.
I know.
Assuming that was just in the back of my head. You don't count. Nor just yells into space. We're not adding to the numbers, we're just replacing one with another. But yeah,
Could I possibly do a religion check to see if I know what this thing is?
Sekirov?
Yeah. I forget if I did that last time.
You can roll a religion check, sure.
can I do a history?
Regular religion or Pamplos religion?
Regular religion, and yes, you can roll a history.
There's an off chance Norin might have like read a book or seen it in a play, and something might spark.
Norin, and you guys do not know. This
Okay.
name is not familiar to you other than in this scenario.
Does this thing seem familiar? Like the idea of something bottom of the ocean?
I mean, there's lots of tales of
Yeah.
powerful things at the bottom of the ocean, like more than are worth consider. Like, there's so many options. You might as
Okay,
well
I
like
get
be
you.
like, hey, how many? That's like asking how many stars are there. Like,
Yep. No.
And
fair
so while
enough.
they're doing all that, Bree's like going, so Dad, when we were coming, it was super cool. There was like this giant octopus squid thing underneath our boat, and Zard, he moved all the water away, and our boat came crashing down on it, and it just smushed it, and it was so cool.
and you see like sort of the smile returns to his face, and just like in recognition that you are in fact still you. I have missed you, Bree. I
I
really
have great stories.
You
She really
always
does. I have
You
notes.
always did. Oh yeah, you guys are like.
Oh yeah, I
you
meant to ask
haven't-
if we short rested.
No, it's.
Okay.
I mean, we'll. No, we'll just say no to make things simple. I'll get there in a second.
Got a small amount of healing where I can dump into one of you. I've got like 2 dice left.
I'll just put a. Don't bother. You're not gonna fight me
Okay,
before you sleep
that's fair
again.
enough.
Yeah.
Yep, fair enough. So, good God. In the bottom of the sea.
We can
There's hope. There's hope.
show you the way.
There's a hole in the bottom of the sea.
You want to speak to it, and if it wants to speak to you, I recommend speaking to it, especially now that you've already gotten here.
I'm guessing the smoke, fog, vapors. However you choose to define this thing that you just exuded at us.
Yeah, I
yeah,
suspect you'll find yourself
is that like an
comfortable breathing
invitation?
underwater.
Oh,
Is that like the invitation, or
That
do
was
we need an invitation?
you were, to my understanding, based on what Bree told me, you were already invited.
Okay, right. The whole reason we're here. I see where you were at.
so did that smoke not go to me?
It went. It didn't seem to discriminate on whether or not you already had the capability to
alright.
breathe underwater.
Okay.
Yeah, and you guys can actually, you just get this sense now, all of you, that, I mean, you don't know how you don't know how it works, but you're pretty sure that water would not restrict your respiratory capabilities.
I'm gonna go over to the water barrel in the corner,
And stick your head in.
take my beret off, clean my head so that I'm not making the water dirtier, stick my head underwater for a second.
You breathe with no issues.
Neat! Alright, I'll take my head up and grab a towel. Shine my
Okay.
head, put my beret back on. Okay, so the good news, we can breathe underwater. I'd like to think it's at like a nice fine sheen at this point.
Yes, your head is glistening, and you pull your head over the water, and like, it's very cold here. In the sea of ice.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Right.
Sea of
Just
ice.
saying.
The place that I
Yeah.
forgot we were briefly.
Yeah.
The actual literal sea of ice.
Yeah.
Ah,
So you're very
Shine
chilly
TV.
all of a sudden.
wait a minute. What am I
Here,
doing
here.
with this towel? No, I'm just
Hold on, Norin.
Wait a minute. I'm just gonna prestidigitate my head dry.
There you go.
That's better.
Like,
Well, I was gonna make
Start
you a nice
drying my
warm
head
up,
with the-
but okay.
start drying my head with a towel and just go, wait a minute. Throw it over. The
But-
second time today I've done this.
In any case,
Yeah. So
we can show you the way.
do we just like jump overboard or
No, we'll need to you'll need to do some sailing. It's several days from here.
oh cool. Got time to work on
But-
my notes.
Yes. We'll have some time to catch up, at least. And he sort of gives a half smile to Bree.
Guys. You know what the most important thing is?
What?
We have time for humans and catacombs.
You're gonna learn to be making banana bread, is what you're gonna be doing.
Look, it's going on the list, but like, yeah.
Ron has all the best stories. I'm telling you, it's
I know. It's on my list. Norn holds up the recipe book. It's like a big red notebook that just says recipes on the front. Opens up to the first page, it's just banana bread. Closes it, sticks it back in the bag of holding. Literally the top of my list.
All right. Well, I didn't think this is how a reunion would go exactly, Bree, but I am glad to see you at least. I am.
I don't know. There was a lot of swearing.
From other
It's almost
people,
like you
I
were
would like to
swearing like
clarify.
a sailor.
It's true.
He turns
should've
Norin
heard
just
what
leans
Ron
back
said.
out.
he turns to you, Norin, and his eyes narrow, and he just gives you like the dirtiest look.
You're getting the dad stare. That reminds me of a story. Ron told me it. It was like one day some children found a portal to another plane hiding in the back of their barn. So without thought, they went through, and then they found another land. And a witch was trying to maintain balance in the land, but the children didn't care. They just slew her and took the land for themselves. They upset the careful balance she had maintained, and when the land became unbearable to live in anymore, the children just left using the portal again. And you know why? Because children wreck things.
The children are shitheads. You're not even
You
wrong.
have such odd stories.
That's a Ron story.
Shocking.
All right.
Ron S. Lewis.
So what do you think, Dad? Do children wreck things?
Only small things.
You don't believe her, just wait till you meet my dad. It's a whole thing. Yeah.
No, children don't wreck things. Not in the grand scheme. That's reserved for parents.
Oh.
I broke a lot when I was a kid.
Yeah, I broke a lot of things. Nori, I'm
All right.
not. And BB was pretty chill.
We should set sail before the snow starts settling in heavy. Get out of this device before it becomes difficult to do so.
Yeah, it seems like a good idea.
All right.
Hey, does the totem need any, like, upkeep? We didn't really check on it? Or is that, like, someone else's job?
That's someone else's job.
Oh, cool.
Realistically, we go where we're told. Wherever the invaders show up effectively, and defend. Maintenance and magical upkeep is up to the magicians, as it were.
I've heard about the magicians. They got weird family members.
It should be fine, I think. Is there anything you all need to do here before we go?
No, I don't think so.
Alright.
Yeah, well, I need a
I'll get-
hug before you go. That's what I need.
Of course. And he stands and just walks over to you, and I presume you stand as well?
Mhm.
And he gives you a big old hug.
And I'll peek around him and go, "That's my dad."
I love you, Bree.
I love you too, Daddy.
Your mother would be proud.
Probably not.
I think she would.
I don't think she'd be happy, but she'd be proud.
She was always trying to make a lady out of me.
Same
Yeah.
thing from my family.
And she totally did.
Roll inside, Bree, just for funsies.
Okay, so that is a 9.
You're pretty sure that Zarn thinks you're a lady.
Aw. Poor deluded Zorn.
Excuse me. I'm sorry.
All right. I'll go back to the Corabelle. Any of you are welcome to come, of course, though you'll need enough to, of course, get
Bree's
Have your-
already over there.
follow. I can send some crew over to assist if you
She
need.
totally dimension board right over there.
Hi, Ron. Yeah.
Yeah, she does that a
And
lot.
guess what she did? She rolled a 4.
Oh, Jesus.
Oh
Oh,
god.
Wait, Dimension Door is
seriously?
Yes,
Dimension Door is
seriously.
Not a
It
fourth
was
level
so
spell.
almost a
It's
Yeah,
a
it
fourth
is.
level spell.
It is a 4th level spell.
It's a fourth level.
Fuck me, it is too.
Okay,
Oh,
well,
oh
what's
my
your D100?
God.
Oh god, right.
What a way to end it, right?
She turns into a fish in a fish pile.
Yeah.
Like, oh, time to make some dinner.
Okay. It is a 55.
Good number.
I feel like I've
Bree,
done this before.
you poof onto the Corabelle, and immediately start like looking around for people you know. And you have the strangest sensation of just your head begins to suddenly inexplicably feel lighter by 2 or 3 pounds. And you look down and you see just around and behind you just a small hill of red curls on the ground.
Oh, no.
Oh my god!
Wild magic so goddamn.
There's gonna be such screaming going on. I'm so glad I have this head
Ront,
start.
who is about 8 feet from you, watches you poof, and you start like looking around at people and then freak out, and he just busts a gut laughing.
You shut up! And I'm gonna go running over there and I'll kiss him with my poisonous lipstick.
Wow.
Holy shit.
That accelerated quickly.
That took a fucking dive off the cliff.
Holy hell.
Yeah.
Are you really doing that?
Yep.
Wow.
Oh, can you roll
I-
it for
on the
me
other
so I
one,
remember what
just-
it does?
Oh
What
my
does it need to do?
God.
What does it need to do? Hold on.
What is
I
it?
don't know if it's on
I
my
thought you
sheet
liked
here.
these people.
I do, but they laughed at me.
Guy on the other side, like on the other ship, just look over at Brennan.
Give me 1 second to
Do you
open up
wanna,
my
like-
character sheet.
Zorn looks down. Don't laugh at Bree.
Do you want me to just like stand
I
you
do.
over
You
there?
just don't know this is happening.
No, I'm assuming
Okay,
we
let's see
we
if
saw
it's-
her
it's
disappear
probably
and
under
her
cantrip.
screaming. So
You wouldn't be able to hear it, like, she's in
Well,
the ship.
Where is
she
it?
did disappear out. At this.
Damien's
I'm gonna look over at Susan.
kiss.
So do you want to like walk, or
There
do
it
you want to
is.
God.
port us over? Because I can do that.
Okay.
46.
He does make the Constitution save, at least. You need to make
Um,
this
well,
spell
my-
attack, actually.
Thing is 17, so what do I need to do? Oh, I need to
Make
make
a-
an attack.
Spell attack.
What is happening?
A 25.
Yeah, that'll do it.
Wow.
You, like, sort of dash over and just kiss him on the cheek, and he sort of like he's like just bowled over, like doubled over laughing, which is why you can even get to his face. And you kiss him, and suddenly you just see him stop, just dead, and like he's already like got greenish gray skin, and he just pales and goes like even greener.
23.
Jesus.
Good Lord, Bree!
Did you just kill him?
You rolled
No,
23
close.
on 46.
No, I didn't. I rolled too many. Hold on.
I
Okay.
was gonna say, the odds are like it's possible. It's entirely possible to do
Yeah.
23, but
Okay,
the
it's
odds are
15.
kind of
It's 15.
okay.
Okay.
So half of that.
Good
And
lord.
you see him sort of take a couple steps back, and he's like, "What?
Don't
What
laugh
the
at
hell?
me.
Don't do whatever that was.
Well, don't laugh at me.
Right, I won't be making that mistake anytime soon. Oh,
Good. Love you.
oh,
I missed
God.
you.
Oh, I did miss you, Christ. Oh, oh.
So how are ya? You gotta teach my friend
I'm
Lauren how to
better
make
now.
banana bread.
Sure, yeah, right. Give me a second. Banana bread, right, sure. Go say hi to other people. Don't kiss anyone else.
Oh, I can only do it once a day.
Oh, good. I'm glad I was your special friend for that.
You can take it.
Fucking love this guy.
So how have you been?
Like I said, have been better. And he sort of finally manages to like return to a fully standing position.
I'm laughing at you.
I mean, it's not been great the last couple of years. Warfare's not really my bag.
No, you're more of a storyteller.
Yeah. Yeah,
I
I
just
am.
gave you a great story.
Oh, fuck you.
Love you too.
Okay. Yeah, I love you. Please don't ever do that again.
I'm not
Go tell
promising
Gal when he
anything.
comes back. When the Gal comes back to the ship, tell him to come see me. We need to
Okay.
make banana bread apparently and other things. And I've been
Yes.
missing an assistant for several days and I need help.
Oh, and Norin is great in the kitchen.
Sure,
Carter's
clever
trying to
he
learn
is.
how to
If
cook,
he wants to
too.
help, he can absolutely help.
Awesome. Can have we were having top chef
Any chance
contests
we
and
just like
everything.
like Ben and I just appeared out of nowhere yet?
You would actually take Finn into the deck of the ship because you don't know the interior of the ship, so you can't reliably dimension door in there.
No, you would go
Yeah.
to the deck of both ships.
Yeah.
I assume that all
So you
this is
guys will
happening on
poof.
the deck.
Yeah, you guys poof over. Oh, one thing I actually didn't mention with Finn and that you all would have noticed specifically, Bryu in particular, just because they were new, he carries a pair of rapiers, one on each side of his belt.
Ooh,
They look quite fine.
swashbuckler.
Maybe.
Rhinos out at sea?
I tried to mute. It was too quick.
Powerboat.
Sea lions going
So,
by. Need a light.
over the next several days, you all make your way away from the Sea of Ice. The first couple of nights, not nights proper, but the first couple of storms are cold, as they had been for the day or so leading up. Cold, and you get snow and hail instead of rain. But after starting on the third storm, it goes back to rain rather than otherwise. Noted, Zarn.
Back my stars.
You continue to get responses as normal.
Okay.
Is there anything? I know that Norn wants to learn how to make banana bread, and Bree wants to catch up with everybody.
Yeah.
Is there anything anyone wants to do in particular, either on the ship or with the crew or anything, over the next several days as you make your way towards what you assume is the location of Sekolroth?
Did we lose the failed saving throws?
Yes. After your first long rest, that failed death save would go away.
Okay.
No, I'm gonna add some notes to my book on food and on ship food because I don't actually have that much experience with food on ships, considering I live in a landlocked place.
They make a specific point to mention to you that banana bread is actually an awful food for ships, but it's just so good they do it anyway.
Yeah, that seems about right. It goes bad really quickly in my experience.
It does. So do
Of course, I can
bananas.
do this. Yeah, I was gonna say.
Mm.
It's cold
Norrin's
here.
never seen a banana before. Norrin
That's probably true,
knows a
actually.
similar one using pumpkin.
I mean, no, you would have seen bananas by now, but like you probably haven't
Oh,
done
yeah.
thing.
In my life,
Yeah.
I've never seen bananas. I've seen pumpkins, and they kind of do the same thing. So,
Yeah, they rot in our
Yeah.
bag. That's what they do.
yup, that they do.
That was
And
so
thankfully-
gross.
I am no longer carrying any random food in the bag of holding. Oh. Oh, yeah, never mind. I was gonna say I should have bottles of booze, but I think we put those in the other. I think we put them in the cold storage. Which is
Alright.
fine.
Okay. So you guys make your way over the next few days. We're gonna go ahead and take a brief, just like 5-minute break, before we pop back in for the rest of the session.
Good, I desperately need to make tea. My voice is fucked.
Okay.
Cool.
All right.
So we'll be back in a few minutes, everybody.
Be right back, guys. Bye. We back.
Yay.
Yeah.
Hi, everybody.
Ooh,
Welcome back to the water plane.
that is a fancy stream thing.
Yeah, I know.
Eric,
Psych! No, we're back.
Welcome back to the plane of water.
The fact that did you yell "psych" twice, or did that just show up through the streams? Like,
No, he yelled it twice.
Okay, good. All right. Anyway,
Alrighty, right. So, we return. So, you guys have been traveling for the last several days now to get to a destination which you are told is near Sekoroth. Over the days, you do sort of find yourself testing out some things. You find that not only can you breathe underwater, all of you are much more capable at moving about underwater than you were previously. You all have a swim speed of 30 feet.
oh nice.
ooh.
So, Zorn, you didn't get anything from that. But
I'm
the
like,
rest
oh
of you
man.
did. Yeah.
And I can still walk on.
Yes, you can.
So can I?
Yes, you can.
You guys are like me now.
Can I walk on the underside of the water?
Drink it in.
We already had this
No, you
discussion.
still can't do that.
Someday I'm gonna get you to say yes to that.
We need anti-gravity. Remember, we had this whole discussion.
Yeah. That's why I wrote gravity bullshit in the notes. Oh my
Yeah,
God.
there you go. That's what the
Fucking
gravity
weeks
bullshit was
later,
about.
I have finally got the invitation. Oh, thank God. Okay, I don't care. Let's just let's do it.
All right.
I don't even care what happens. I'm just really happy I got context for that stupid fucking thing.
So you guys are traveling. It is currently calm. The sky is a uniform blue, as it is all the time here during calm. There is no immediate source of light, no clouds, just a featureless blue sky over a featureless blue sea. And you guys sail in the direction that, Zarn, you are doing your best to maintain a sense of direction here, and you're doing okay at it, but you're mostly just following. You think you might be able to get back to the Sea of Ice from where you are, with a little bit of luck. And from there, you think you might be able to get back to the location of the floating island,
Gotcha.
or at least where it was at the time.
Yeah, it floats.
All right.
So you guys have been spending time sort of on both ships. You guys have been spending some time on both ships, sort of going back and forth, and crew from the Corabelle has been spending some time on the Skull's Ruin, sort of just making things run a little smoother over there. Since there's not a ton of you, and sometimes some of you are spending time over on the Corabelle, Bree in particular.
Yeah, what do you do with my room?
Exact same.
Your
when you
room
put a
is
pool table in it.
untouched.
Pardon?
Your room is untouched.
Awesome. That makes me happy.
It's untouched and it's clean. There's no dust. It doesn't seem like it's been stayed in, but it seems like it's been kept tidy. Which is a feat on a ship.
This will make Bree happy.
Is there anything that you guys might have wanted to do on your way out? To prepare or to just anything at all?
I'm gonna pray a bit, but nothing.
Yes.
Like,
Same.
see if I can get a response and get some guidance about what to do, kind of thing.
Okay.
But otherwise, not really.
Norin, roll a charisma check and add your proficiency modifier. And Zorn, roll a Pampos check.
Alright, I'm gonna click performance
Yeah,
because
that's
that's
fine.
charisma proficiency.
Girl.
Damn,
Norin, you don't get anything from Abera this time.
Yeah, that's fair.
You pray,
That's a natural
and
2.
it is prayer. Zarn, you guys have been traveling for a little bit of time, and you take a moment at one point while one of the crewmen from the Corabelle is steering your ship. Actually, a female, another halfling, sort of pretty old. Yes, you do hear a cat. Older woman, graying hair, pulled back tight, clearly wiry and still. You get the impression she's ready to kick anybody's ass who gets close to her, type of person. And she's sort of taking the wheel as you sort of in the midst of this storm cycle. And with lightning and thunder crashing around you and rain pouring on the deck, you take a moment to kneel just in the center of the ship, of the Skull's Ruin, right near the mast. And you pray, and you beseech Pamplos for guidance and just comfort. And you open your eyes, and you can see in the clouds face.
Holy shit.
And you hear in the back of your mind, the back of your head, what do you need, Zarn? What do you ask of me?
There's a good, 30 seconds of just like, oh god, yeah, Sekhiroth. What is it? Is it older than you?
There are many old things in the world, in all the worlds. At some point, how old something is ceases to matter, and it is simply old.
Is it?
As to what it is dangerous and it is powerful. I do not expect it. It would not generally have your best interests at heart, but strange bedfellows, I think, at some times.
One more thing, if you'll permit me.
Ask.
Am I doing good? Am I doing what you want me to be doing? Am I useful to you? Am I useful to you?
Usefulness is a strange metric. My followers, my worshippers, as you know, make their presence known in the world in many ways. I ask only that you make your presence known. How you do that is up to you. And you are definitely making your presence known. I see you wear the helm of Sophie.
Yes, it was gifted to me.
She was different than you. But I think this is fitting.
Kind of sits up a little bit straighter.
One storm is never like the other.
Thank you.
Bring thunder, Zarn Puretide. And the face vanishes.
Oh, man. I kind of look around like, no one saw that.
Norin's just out drinking tea.
Yep, no one else seems to have noticed anything
Did not
weird.
notice at all.
Nope. No, from your perspective, nothing happened.
Yep. Just sitting here under this overhang, drinking my tea and wondering why you're crying in the rain?
You didn't see that. The cloud, right there. You didn't see that.
I saw lightning come off it.
Cool.
I saw all of our worries wash away like literal actual tears in the rain.
You're weird.
That's about it.
Okay. Bye. And I kind of walk back to the wheel.
Right. Sure. Okay. Right.
He's gotta walk past me to get up there.
And like, okay. Bye. It's awkwardly.
Okay.
walks
Anything else anyone wants to do?
Carter at some point would go on the deck
Mm-hmm.
and go to Zarn and like lightly like punch him in the shoulder, just enough to get his attention.
God, stop hitting me all the time. What? You can just say, "Hey, Zarn."
It's fun that way. I had a question though.
What's up?
I've seen you rely on magic, your divine magic, alongside, the power of Pamplos that it gives you. And don't get me wrong, that's amazing, and you wield it well. But my question is, have you ever thought about learning the way I fight? Not obviously the same way I fight, but learning to use your hands more as a just in case, like a go-to. Like your hammer gets knocked out of your hands and it's been a long fight, you're running out of magic and you got to start hitting stuff.
Huh. I'd actually never thought of that before.
Yeah. And I figured you've taught me a lot. I figured maybe I could, repay you a little bit by teaching you some of my ways.
Yeah, I mean, sure.
I mean, we'd have to like spar and hit each other, but that's...
Well, yeah, of course. But don't worry, I'll take it easy on you.
Oh yeah, sure. And he pats him on the shoulder. So I mean, I don't know if now is the best time to do it because
Well, yeah. I mean,
piloting the ship.
we've got a lot of, but eventually, yeah.
Yeah, I figured once this is dealt with or whatever, we can spend some time doing stuff.
Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, if you ever have questions for me about Pamplos or anything, I'm always here to answer.
I mean, I've tried reaching out. I don't know if it's because I don't have the same connection you do, but he hasn't really responded to me. So,
Well, what about that wave?
I'm telling you, man, that was a coincidence.
Nothing's coincidence. You got hit with a wave. That's his thing.
I mean, it's a great thought. It's a nice thought, but I don't know if that was him, or if just, and he points out literally as the thunderstorms are rolling by, like the water is constantly wave like.
Yeah,
It
but
was, just a matter of time before something came up and splashed one of us.
yeah, but like this, it kind of motions out to the storms. Like this is him. That's him. That's him. That's him. Lightning bolt. That's him.
Smash cut to half an hour later. That's him.
That's him. That's him. That fish is him.
That
That fish isn't him. That's not him.
I get it. I get it.
It's just a fish.
I don't know. Maybe I'll just have to try more. Try harder, I guess.
And if he's very much kind of like, he comes and goes, but he's there. He watches.
All right. Well, let me know if you ever want to learn any stuff and need like boxing type hands up.
Yeah, definitely. That's him.
All right. So you guys continue. Your journey continues. Is there anything else that anyone wants to do?
Yeah, just one more quick thing. Zarn would just send a message to Thunderfist, just saying like, "Hey, how's everything going?" Like, just seeing if he's like how the moot is going.
Isn't that out of just random though?
Yeah,
Like
we're-
you just contact him randomly?
Yeah,
We're also on a different plane.
yeah. It has a 5% chance.
Extra planar.
Oh.
5% chance of not going through.
Oh.
It's 5% chance of failure. Yeah. Thunderfist responds. He seems jovial, but he kind of always seems jovial. He makes it. It doesn't seem to you that the trials have occurred yet.
Okay.
At least not ones that he's attempted to participate in.
Cool. Okay, that's it.
I would like to do one other very, very quick thing.
I want to do
Derek.
four. I want to do 4 things.
Just one day, I just want to try and see what happens when I cast Guardian of Faith.
When you cast what now?
Guardian of Faith.
You want to see what happens.
Yeah, I know I have the power. I don't know what is going to show up.
Hold on. Let me go look at Guardian of Faith.
I'm clicking
Let
the
me
button.
read the spell. Okay. I see that.
There shall be an angel standing on our boat.
Oh, that's interesting.
I'm just very curious what it's going to look like,
So
and I'm leaving it up to you what that looks
you
like.
see you cast that spell to see what it looks like, and as you sort of do so, there is this very large, like probably almost like 10-foot tall, just humanoid shape. Details on it are indistinct. You can't make out, like, there are facial features, but if you look right at them, you can't discern any specifics about it. You can't even tell if the body is masculine, feminine, what sort of body type it has at all. It's just humanoid. That's all you can really tell. And there is no symbol.
Interesting.
It does, however, smell vaguely of a campfire.
Really interesting. So I'll do that, and then after it sort of disappears,
Mm-hmm.
just gonna start making notes on what happens.
Okay.
Because I don't think I would have seen anyone else do that before.
I don't think you've seen that
Zarn
spell
doesn't
yet,
have that
no.
spell, right?
I believe Zarn can use that spell, but I don't
think he ever has. Is what
Yeah.
I was more concerned about. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry, I was just. Yeah. Okay. So yeah, I'm just gonna make notes on what happens, and kind of do the same thing for. Actually, I have no other spells that I suddenly felt the power of, except. Actually, no, that's it. I just felt a new power, and I was like, I need to know what this does.
Yep.
So yeah, now I got notes on what that will do, and that's all I wanted to do.
Okay, cool. Anything from Bree other than just like talk to
She's
folks?
just following around people, regaling them with all her heroic deeds from the last 2 years, whether or not she actually did them or not.
The crew is glad to see you. Though you get the same sort of sense, at least at first, from most of them, that you did from your father, where there is, like, they were always protective of you. You know what I mean? Like when you're on the
Right.
ship, and that sort of sense hasn't gone away. And so you get this weird, like, happy to see you, not happy you're here
Right.
kind of feeling, right?
Yeah.
But that tends to go away at least until you guys are about a day out, or at least a few hours out, where the mood decidedly stiffens. There is nervousness and not a small amount of fear from the crew and from Finnan in particular, as well as Ront and Gel.
Yeah, it'll be fine. How bad could it be?
You guys make your way to what is otherwise an empty spot in the middle of a plain of empty spots.
And like extra empty, or is it just
No, just another
massive?
empty spot.
Okay.
And at this point, it's you can see the clouds beginning to gather, sort of in the equivalent of dusk in this realm. As the darkness begins to fall and light rain begins to land on the water around you and on the surface and on the decks of the ships. Finnan hands off the wheel to another crew member and steps over to the four of you. So, this is it. You'll want to dive straight down from here. It will take some time, but eventually you'll reach a mountain. There will be passageways through it. Just continue moving inwards. You'll know it shouldn't be difficult to tell. And eventually, you'll reach it. None of us should go with you. It invited you, not us. Yes.
Gel,
Yes.
was the invite for all four of us or just for Bree?
All four of you.
Thank you. Then Nord will go swan dive off the edge.
I love you, Bree.
I
Don't.
love you too. I'll be
Don't-
back.
I know you will. Don't do anything rash.
When do I ever do anything rash?
And don't repeat my mistakes.
We'll see. I make no promises.
Bree, please.
I'll do.
You already jumped overboard. You can do nothing.
You did.
Yeah, I was gonna yell something back up, and then I realized there's that close enough to hear that.
Mm-mm. Bree, please. Just be
What's
careful.
the worst that happens is I get stuck down here with you. I could live with that.
That sort of half smile reappears on his face. I love you.
I love you too.
Be safe.
Watch this. And I'm gonna jump overboard and walk on top of the water.
That'd be like jumping two stories straight down onto concrete.
Oh, baloney. It's not 2 stories.
It's
I don't know, it's a big
about
boat,
15
man.
feet.
After everyone leaves the ship, I walk up to her dad and I kind of put my hand down. I say, "Listen, From one captain to another, I'll keep her safe.
She doesn't need your help, but I appreciate it.
I know she doesn't. Just the offer.
I appreciate the thought.
Can I, from the water, throw up a mage hand and then just do the "come on, any day now" gesture?
Yes.
There's 3 of us in the water already.
All right, and then I turn and walk towards the deck, whip out the trident, and like, I'll make this shit look good, and just jump off the deck.
Then I'll slowly slink. Doop. It'll look
Just
very cool.
walk
Though.
into the water like stairs.
Yeah, it'll
There
look
you
very cool.
To the
Alright.
to the
Have
elevator.
the mage hand like thumbs up, dissipate it, and
God.
down.
Okay. So the 4 of you make your way into the darkened depths of the water plane.
Oh, God.
Descending.
That's terrifying.
That is kind of terrifying.
That is very terrifying.
Look, this isn't even the worst thing we've
I
done.
know, but no, the picture.
This
I'm
is
saying
Still the
it's like my nightmare.
terrifying mental image. I'm
Listen to the music.
actually. Can we, as we get towards the darker spots,
Mhm.
Norin's gonna like. What am I wearing to work for this? I have the amulet. The amulet protection with the dragon tooth. I'm gonna light that up, just so I have some kind of light near me.
I light up.
An orb.
I light up my
I
tattoo.
want something on me.
Okay. So you guys make your way
Put my hand out.
into what is otherwise very dark water as you continue to fall beneath or swim beneath the surface of the sea.
Can we talk underneath here? Like, if we try to talk, would the like
We
words
could
come out or
certainly
just
try.
bubbles?
You can try, but it's you experiment and you can see each other attempting to speak, but it's not discernible. You can't make out it's not audible.
What
Okay,
about
so
spell casting? I mean, I can because I have subtle spell.
You all can breathe down here, and you can say the things. Just because it's not audible doesn't mean the spell doesn't
Okay,
go off,
cool.
right? And you
Okay.
guys would all know that. Like, as long as you're speaking the words, it doesn't matter if it's not audible, right, for the spell to cast.
Cool.
realizing he can't talk, Carter points to Zarn's hand, and then to the end of his monk bow to try and like signify like, hey, can you light this up?
Light.
Norin will just look at you like it's already. You look down, it's already lit up.
It's like, hey, can you? Oh, okay, never mind.
Norin's like 10 feet away from you. You're not entirely sure. Just sagely nods at you. Keeps
He shrugs and keeps swimming.
Just keep swimming. Just keep swimming.
Pretty much at this point.
So the 4 of you continue into the dark water with a few sources of light on your person now. You can see a couple dozen feet in front of you. The water's clear. It's not murky at all. It's just dark apart from your light. You can't really, with the lights on you, you can't really see anything outside of the small sphere that's illuminated by your magical light. You occasionally make your way past creatures, some more mundane than others. All leave you alone. They're not interested in you. They don't care about you. They don't notice you. You're not sure. But they don't bother you. As you continue to descend, probably half an hour into your downward swimming now, you see suddenly what is very distinctly Earth rising You can't tell how far down it goes, not even close, with the limited visibility you have. But this you think is the mountain.
I'm not gonna
You
lie,
can
I thought you actually meant Earth, as in like the planet. I'm like,
No,
what is
Earth
happening?
isn't ground. Earth isn't dirt.
I'm like, what is happening here?
What's going on? As you swim through space.
Oh, that'd be really cool.
You see the mountain, or what you assume is the mountain anyway, and you continue swimming, staying close to the edges now, looking for an entrance, which you find after 10 more minutes of swimming. You enter a tunnel at least 25 feet in diameter, approximately circular. And you follow this tunnel, and it stays the same width or wider the entire time you're in here. It is never smaller. There are no tunnels that branch from it that are ever smaller. These tunnels are not labyrinthine. It's not complicated. You simply follow it in. There are occasional strands of kelp and fish and things of similar ilk that lived on here. Again, they don't bother you. They pay you no mind. And you continue to move inwards through large cavernous spaces and more of these large tunnels. Until finally, after what must have been at least another half an hour inside the mountain itself, continuing to swim, just down and towards the center of this structure, you enter an enormous cavern of just the size is immense, and you can see most of it. There are small, glistening, lightly glowing patches sort of on the wall, an algae maybe you think. Some of it floats freely through the water, though most of it is attached to the walls of the cavern. And somewhere in the center, beneath you, by 100 feet or so, you don't notice it at first until it opens its eyes. 8 grayish-white, glowing eyes. And it looks up at you, at all 4 of you. And then at you very specifically, Bree. And it speaks. Its massive body, long and cylindrical, somewhat in shape, 8 eyes on the front of it, tentacles emerging on the sides and from behind. Squid-like, but not white. Not enough tentacles and much larger. Hello. I'm glad that you came.
Hello?
And actually, as you all speak here, you find you can hear one another speaking, though it's an odd hearing. You hear it almost the same way you hear this creature speaking. Not through your ears, but just through your brain. So you don't have to speak like that.
I know. I'm just
Please don't speak like that.
now. Okay.
I, as I'm sure you gather, am Sek Oroth, Welcome to my home.
Oh, thanks for having us?
Hi.
This is weird.
What is it you want?
You see, as you're looking down, occasionally one of the eyes, or maybe two of them at once, will blink, but never all of them at the same time.
That's just creepy.
I'll get right to the point then. I appreciate forthrightness in my dealings. Free Underbow. You are the child of a servant. A rare thing. A powerful thing. Your father has been in my service for some decades now. He serves his purpose and he serves well. His reasons for doing so are his own. I do not care what they are so long as he serves. But it is a rare being. Does not chafe in binding. And there are one still whose family does not wish them free.
God, I
Free Underbow. You are already strong from my influence, from my distilled essence in your vein.
Bullcrap.
I assure you it is. You have seen strange things. You have experienced odd things with your magics, have you not?
Yes.
You do not. The magic you draw upon, it stems from me, but it is not given freely. This makes it unstable.
Just gonna ask if I could do the same thing.
Yeah. Like, does it really come from him, or is he just full of shit?
Yeah, can
Moment.
I emotion read this unnameable horror from beyond the
Bree
stars?
just assumes he's full of shit.
Did I run about a second?
No.
Attempting to get the soul read on this unnameable horror from beyond time and space.
Roll, then add your
Zarn-
plus 20 modifier.
Yeah, Zarn and Carter. Norton, you're really not sure. Zarn and Carter, you get the distinct sense this thing is. This all sounds. Not only does it sound reasonable to you just on the face of it from a logical perspective, this thing sounds earnest. At least in this moment. It's difficult to read, but
Yeah.
when it talks about Bree's powers, there is a sense of forthrightness and a bit of frustration there. Just a hint, just a tinge.
Interesting.
Nope, nope.
Let's tread water.
I got infected by a demon. It has nothing to do with you.
You may believe what you wish, it will not change the truth. Regardless of that, what would you say if I told you I could free your father and his crew?
I'm
If
sure
I
you
could tell
could.
you there was a way I did not need them anymore.
I'm listening.
Does it say to start with? You take its place.
Something akin to that, yes.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
I
Yeah.
won't pretend this is an original idea.
Thanks.
How about we go to option 3? You go fuck yourself.
I'm afraid there's only 2.
He's spitting underwater at that one.
You are free to leave the status quo as it is, and let your father spend his days here, fighting off endless hordes of extraplanar invaders, sourced from that thing, that imposter.
Just me, though, right? The
Just
Corabelle and everybody else and all my friends, they can go. Just me stay.
You have no
Or-
need to stay here, even.
What if?
No, I advise you let me finish.
Alright. Pull out my tea and try and drink a cup of it.
Doesn't work.
Oh, I'm aware.
Bree, I can grant you more power than you have now, and more control. And I can grant you that power for eternity. You can be young forever.
But
You will serve me when I ask. That is all I ask in return.
What if I don't care about any of that stuff?
You are willing to not care. If you
What I
don't want
care
it,
about is my
Yes.
father and the people of the Corabelle being free, and that none of my friends are burnt. Deal.
your father and the Corabelle will be free to do as they please. His bargain complete. I have
You won't
no
go back on
interest
your word.
in your companion. I will never approach your family or the crew of the Corabelle again.
That means not going in Gel anymore?
He is one of the crew, is he not?
Yes. I don't appreciate you using him like a puppet.
I wouldn't expect you to.
And can I go on land for more than 4 days out of a...
You
Sir.
have no such restriction as your father. The power in your veins allows you to draw power without being near the water. You have salt in your blood.
Done.
Wait,
Br-
really?
whoa, whoa, whoa,
We're
whoa,
talking
whoa,
about
whoa,
this?
whoa!
I mean, she already agreed that you.
It's
we're gonna
done
talk to us
then.
about this? All right, well, fine.
And Bree, you feel a wave wash through you, and all 4 of you sort of feel just this light pulse in the water that emanates from the creature. And Bree, as it washes through you, there is a clarity and a focus. You feel more in control than you have in a long time. Not completely, but more. And you can definitely tell that you've gained some power. And very particularly, you get the distinct sense that your recent freedoms underwater are permanent. I have one task for you before you leave to do what you wish until I call upon you again.
Okay.
And I think you, with assistance from your companions, should be capable of. And, interestingly enough, familiar with.
Oh.
You will cleanse the plane of the poison.
I'm okay with that. I'd have done that anyhow.
Excuse me, Mr. Unnameable Horror. Was I right before when I said it was the same one that we encountered before, the one that comes from the Feywild?
I don't know its source, but the symptoms, from what I can tell of the images in your brain, yes, it seems to be the same.
So smart.
Now,
Just pumping in the water.
what if we kill the skull? Would you release Bree?
It would make your plane safe forever.
I mean, he's the one that's attacking you. We could gladly kill him if you promise to release Bree.
You wish to do that which none have done before, save the skull itself.
Hey, do you have, like, more information about that one? Sorry, I'm interrupting. I'll ask after.
If you promise to release her, I'll do it.
We'll
I would
do it.
consider such a thing, and I might have more information. Do you have something to offer in return?
Depends what you're wanting.
I'll be honest. My consuming desire as of late is merely to keep this place alive.
So, we're gonna go clear the corruption. So you've already asked her to do that. That's us keeping this plane safe in the short term.
Yes.
And then in the long term, your information enables us to fight Chucklenuts, and would also presumably stop the horrors that he's bringing in. The angel horrors and all that fun stuff. You'd think this would be like a quid pro quo here. You're giving us information so that we can do a better job of helping you.
Roll persuasion for me.
Wow. Like, it'd be some material possessions I have. Those are fucking.
Your point is fair and valid. If you see it fit to take it upon yourselves to attempt this, I can provide you with some instruction. I know what it did, and I know how it got there.
Laura's gonna look over at Darn. Sold?
So what did it do?
It was once immortal, and then it was once more than immortal. And what was more than immortal was something powerful. Not what it is now. It created 4 artifacts. 4 objects of power that it used.
Do you know what
One
those?
of them,
Oh, okay.
I do. One of them, stationary, not an object so much as a space, an empty space, simple hole, where there's a planar connection between the Prime and the God's realm. The basis of its construction. And then a lever. One designed specifically to fill the space that could only fall. That could only ever be unbalanced in very specific circumstances. Specifically, when upon it rested, a bowl. This bowl never overflows, never fills entirely, no matter what you put in it. With one exception. The unmelting ice. When the ice is placed in the bowl, it melts completely and fills it to the top. The filled bowl placed on the lever causes it to fall unbalanced. And when the lever presses into the space, the gateway opens. And when the gateway opens, you have your path to a god.
You fucking serious, Quads? God damn. Okay, so
playing the long game.
Thank you.
So-
for the information.
so yeah, so there's an object. Which
I've
is
got
the-
it all written down.
Okay, cool.
Oh, cool.
Just a side question.
Mm-hmm.
This is Carter.
Yeah.
So, this whole thing of being able to breathe underwater, is that permanent? Or is that like it wears off after like the day?
It wears off when I will it.
Gotcha.
For the sake of your peace of mind, it will wear off once you return to the surface after completing your first, her first task.
Because that kind of sucks. I really like doing this.
I have no sympathy, I'm afraid.
I didn't think you would. It's just kind of thinking out loud, you know.
I'm telling you right now, if you drown my friends, I'm gonna be pissed off.
I have no interest. You seem willing to work towards my ends. It would be foolish to dispose of a valuable tool.
So when can my dad leave?
As soon as you said done.
Good.
He and the crew are free.
Are they still here?
I did not send them anywhere.
Okay.
So they're free. They just have to leave on their own accord, essentially.
Yes. They may stay if they wish. It is up to them.
Dad can walk on land, right?
Yes. All of his constraints have been lifted. Bree,
Mm-hmm.
once you've completed this task, you will find yourself. Consider this a test to determine if your power is as great as I believe it is. You will be granted more, I suspect, once it is completed.
We'll see. I ain't doing this for you.
You may do it for whatever reasons you wish, as long as you do it. I'll be in touch.
I'm sure you will.
Hey, one last question. Well, not last question. I'm sure we're gonna have a lot more questions for you.
What?
This is a quick one though. In terms of us getting back to the surface, do we just have to like swim back? Because that took like an hour and a half. I'm just asking.
I recommend you swim
I'm just gonna start swimming already.
quickly
Yep.
if you'd like to be back faster.
As soon as he didn't say anything, Norton's just already like.
And at this point, all of the eyes close but one, and it goes silent.
Well, shit.
And we'll go ahead and cut the session for there tonight.
Oh my god.
Oh, you're probably fine.
Okay.
Okay, well, Zarn can't say anything.
Can't-
You need that deal with that head.
I know.
To be fair, in that one, many of us to die.
Well,
Like I was immediate. That time.
this
I
is
was
fine.
It's fine.
Everything's fine.
How could she say no? I mean, honestly.
Well,
very easily.
thanks for watching, guys.
It was pretty hard.
I'm gonna. Is it Monday yet?
Yeah, how is
We're
your
gonna wait 2 weeks now.
how
All
is
right,
your
guys.
voice
Thanks for
going?
watching. I'm gonna yell at quads a lot as soon as I end the stream.
Goodbye.
Turn
Bye.
my volume down on this one.
Bye.
Bye.